Today we've been joined by Sarah from the East Perth WAFLW Football Club. Sarah, thanks for coming on.
No worries at all, Cooper. Thanks for having me.
No worries, any time. Tell us a bit about yourself. What got you into footy and what type of player you are?
Where do I start? I started playing football when I was in juniors, about when I was 11 years old for Braggalong Junior Football Club, back when females and males played together. And then that was in Victoria. Then eventually I moved over to Perth about 2 years ago. And I played for Allenbrook Eels, and then I got scouted. And last year was my first year into WAFLW, and I was like, what the hell is WAFLW? Because when you come over from East, like, you don't know anything. And, yeah, I played for WAFLW last year, and I really enjoyed it. So that's where I am today. That's
good. So you mentioned you came from Victoria. So what kind of prompted that move, Sarah, to jump from Vic to WA?
Chasing the beaches.
It's not a surprise that every time I speak to someone from Perth, Sarah, that even if they're originally from Perth or they've moved, that seems to always be the answer. Football related or not, that's always an answer.
Well, am I wrong? Like, the beaches over here are unreal. Like, 100% would definitely move over and over again. Like, the beaches here are unreal.
Yeah, that's fair enough. So, okay, so in terms of the scouting, obviously you said you played locally in WA before being at East Perth. So how do you feel that process went, and how were you first approached, at least that you know of, about potentially playing WAFLW or to play WAFLW at that point?
Yeah, definitely. So, like, it was Craig and Brendan that approached me, and they said, come play WAFLW, like, come train with us. And I was like, obviously, what is WAFLW? And then I went to training at East Perth over in Dianella, where we train, and the skills and everything else was a lot more intense from, like, country football that I've always played. And then I was playing amateurs over here for a year. And then when I went to train with East Perth, it was a development squad. It was a lot more running, a lot more skill work, and I really enjoyed it. So it was definitely different, but 100% better, like more football-wise better.
That's good. So obviously in the few years that you've been at East Perth and made that decision official, how's your time back throughout the few years so far? Obviously playing 20 league games at the moment.
Sorry, you just cut out a little bit there. What was that last question?
So you obviously played 20 league games now and obviously making that move official a couple of years ago. So how's your 20 games been for you so far and throughout those few years?
Oh, it's been unreal. Like, unreal. Like, it's so good because, like, I have such a close relationship with my dad. And when I moved over here, like, him just missing out on my lifestyle and everything that I was doing day to day, now he can actually watch me play football online. He really enjoys it. And him seeing me on the screen every weekend, he feels like he's closer to me. So that's a big difference there. But other than that, like, it's still football. Like, everyone's like, oh, you play WAFLW, like, you must be a really good player. And I said, I just say it's just football. Like, still to this day, it's just football. Obviously, it's at a higher league, but I don't rate myself as a better player than someone that's playing amateurs. Like, it's just football. It will always just be football.
I mean, when you think about it, you know, some people could get picked off just for the fact of, you know, being close mates with someone and they just want them to tag along. I'm not saying that for anyone in particular, but, you know, just in general, like you said. But there could be someone that's at amateur level or local level that, you know, they may be really good. They just don't get noticed to the point where they don't get asked. Exactly.
And that's what's really good about, like, every single WAFLW club have open training sessions during preseason. So anyone can go down to those open training sessions, and if they're good enough, they will get selected and they will be part of the squad and will eventually make the league side. So I encourage anyone that feels like if they want to take to the next level to come down to those open training sessions, and they will get noticed and will be invited to come and play league or Rogers, because the Rogers is a big part. Like, you know, anyone that's underage, it's a stepping stone into WAFLW and then the next stage, which is AFL.
So absolutely, yeah, it is. Especially you mentioned with Rogers, obviously they've been 18 or under. I mean, and your side is a perfect example of having a lot of girls at that age group. So how proud of you was it to not only get the first win against Pure Thunder the week prior to this week, Not only the first win of the year, but the club's first ever victory at league level. How proud were you of that victory? And it was a good win in the end too.
Yeah, look, I'm not going to lie. That was a very good feeling. It was a bittersweet feeling because like everyone that was in the last year team, most of them were on the sideline with injuries, or they just couldn't go on another year because of age or other body issues. But like, it was still a fantastic moment, but not to be able to do it with the original squad, that hurt. But it was still an amazing thing for East Perth and everyone that's like on the outer side of it, like Craig, Joe, Brendan, even. Like, it was a massive moment, and it felt good. It felt really good.
Sure, what? How do you feel you've gone, Sarah, this year? Obviously, you said playing your second year in the league level. Have you had a pretty consistent run of things this year?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, I hang down in the back line and seeing all the new players come in. Like, there's a lot of young girls, and a lot of them call me mum, which is like, I take that in pretty big, because a lot of them are young, and I want to make sure they get the best out of their years in Waflw or Rogers even, and I'll take them aside after trainings and be like, look, I know the coaches are telling you this, but you guys have natural talent. Use the football as you use it, and I just want to see those girls go far. Like, they are like my children, and I will nurture them and make them the best that they can be without hurting them, obviously. But we are getting a lot of young girls in, and I feel like I am the oldest on the team most weeks. But I will 100% nurture them and make sure they get the best out of their football they can.
So who would be some of those you speak of there in that example about people that you're trying to help along the way as well?
Oh, definitely. So last weekend we had young Michaela Mookie. She came in and she played. So sorry about the dogs there.
Okay.
She came in from Rogers this weekend, last weekend against Peel. And not only did she come in as a forward, but she came in as a ruck as well. And she has so much natural talent, and she was going up in the ruck as well as playing forward. And her drive in the ruck, unreal. Like, she could just punch that ball so far forward. And like, that's what I said to her after training. I think it was this week at training. I said after that Peel game, I said, like, you have so much talent. Don't be afraid to use it. Like, she was just unreal. And once she got on the ground, she just forgot about everything and just went out and played football. And she's gonna be big. So keep an eye on Mookie.
There we go. One for the future for sure. Now, speaking of teammates as well, who would say some of your favourite teammates at the club? Being like a coach in a way and a leader as well. Is leadership something, Sarah, too, you've also been a part of, or is that something that you kind of just do without the title? Because quite frankly, I always say to people, and plenty would say this, you don't need the title of the leader to be a leader.
Oh, absolutely. Like, I get told week in, week out, be a leader, like, use your voice in the back line and all this. But like, I don't like that pressure. I will take people on the outsides and have a quick chat to them, because I don't want to stop players from doing what they want to do. But like, if they come up to me for guidance, I will give them guidance, and every week I go out, I have a chat to the girls that I'm going out on the back line with, because most of the time that I have a different back line every week, and I just tell them, like, play one-on-one, but if the ball's there, attack it. Like, go for it. Don't be afraid to do something different. You girls are talented enough to know what you're doing. Back yourself, and know I'll be, because I play full back, so I'm the last resort if it comes to it. So I said, I'll always back you. But I don't call myself a natural leader. I kind of hang on the sidelines, if that makes sense.
Does. Yep. No, that's fair enough. In terms of teammates, who would you say is some of your favourite teammates of the club?
I love all the girls. Like, East Perth will always be a big part of who I am. I call them a family more than anything. because I was up in air whether to not move back to Victoria, but when I got a position on the East Perth playing squad, I stayed in Perth, and I even got an East Perth tattoo, Royals tattoo, and they are family. I love all the girls. I couldn't say I have my favourites or whatnot, but like obviously you have your very, very close ones, but all I can say is like the back line, we're very close because we have to play very strong, very tight together, and all the backline girls I love dearly. Their family, and the captain this year, Source, she's unreal. Like she is unreal, like amazing. I've always looked up to Saucy and Benno even. They're good girls, and I just love the whole club. Everyone in that club. I can't pick a favourite. Can't pick favourites.
That's fair enough. I mean, some people have their favourites because they may have been, mates of them for a long time, or they've just built that connection through footy. It's all a bit of fun. Now, this one, every time I interview everyone, Sarah, this is probably one of my favourite questions to ask because you can get a whole range of answers here. You can get a whole range of debate between teammates. So, who would you say who loves the limelight, the attention, the camera at East Perth, and they can't get it? They know exactly what to do when that camera's around.
Oh, that's hard. There's a lot of young girls at the moment that's loving the spotlight. I'd have to say my footy wife, Gabby, she loves the camera. Like every time you're in the change room before a game, she's always got a camera. She's always either got disposable camera taking photos or she's got a phone taking photos. So I'd definitely say Gabby.
That's fair enough. I mean, yeah, I've had a fair few of the girls on it, which about. Off the top of my head, I lose count now how many, to be honest, with each club. But Layla Ferns is one that comes to mind. Banksy, Taylor Suter as well. So I've had a fair few on, and I feel bad if I've forgotten only one. But yeah, I can tell that Banksy was pretty gutted that her post, or that I put on Insta, didn't get shared by the club, but the other ones did. I think Layla had one. It was the other way around. I think Banksy's got shared, but not the other. So it's just like a bit stiff there, the competition.
Yeah, it's really sad because Suda, she's out for the season now with her injury, but having Layla Banks, having Banksy, Sabella Banks in the back line, she's just taking her under my wing. She's like my little child. She's going to be big as well. Like she's going to go places. 100%. Love her. She's such a good player. She reads the ball better than anyone can read a book.
That's very good. And this could be a similar answer. Maybe Banksy, maybe someone else, Sarah. But who would you say some teammates that kind of fly under the radar publicly at least and don't get talked about as much as you feel that they should?
Oh. I'd have to say definitely Gabby. Gabby does not get enough mentions for the stuff she does. Like she tackles hard. She does all the team playing stuff. She puts the blocks on, puts the shepherds on. If there's a hard ball she'll get it. Like Gabby is not spoken about as much as she deserves. 100% for a backliner. Like when she never used to play backline, and this year she's been thrown in the backline. She's killing it. Like she needs more mention. 100%.
And on the trend of backman, Sarah, and I'm sure with yourself being a backman, you would know this already, but I'm going to ask this anyway. Now, at least from the AFLW level point of view, in terms of public attention, media-wise, I don't feel like defenders don't get talked about as much as those other positions. So obviously the mid's got the Brownlow, the Ruts get recognised in Brownlow votes, and the forwards obviously got the Coleman. Do you feel defenders at that level deserve their own official title of an award as well, what the other positions have? It may not be labelled their awards, but that's what they are.
Yeah, 100% they should, because they are the backs are the people that win the game. When you think about it, we are the ones that stop as many goals, and we're the ones that get the ball moving down the other end of the ground. So definitely the backs should get more of a.
Yeah. Now, obviously, playing a fullback, you wouldn't know how many good key forwards or medium-sized or small forwards that you've had to match up on. Who would you say is your toughest opponent you've ever had to match up on at this level?
Look, I don't know many people by their names, so that's really hard for me to comment on. But Adele from Claremont, she's always hard to play against because she's so quick. If we both go to ground, which happened a couple of weeks ago, she's up so quick, and I blame it on her age because she's got a few years under me. But definitely Adele.
That's fair enough. Have you graded the team season so far? Because obviously, when I spoke to Banksy and Taylor and Layla, obviously it was more of like development type year, and obviously getting that win a few weeks ago was obviously awesome. So, how would you feel the team's gone so far with the expectations given compared to the inexperience, I suppose, compared to some other sides that got a bunch of experienced players in? And how do you reckon the girls go over the rest of the year?
Look, the team, it's hard to say because we change every week. It's really hard to build that bond. Like, there's a lot of injuries. There's a lot of girls in and out, swapping around. There's a lot of different team.
Yeah.
Week in and week out. But as long as we start working on the forward line,
Yep.
we'd go better. Like the forward line, like we can do everything else. We can defend. We can get a good run through the middle. But like once the ball enters into the forward, that's where we really tend to lack. So once we start working on that, it would be a lot better. We are a good team. We've got a good bond, and we've just got to work on that forward line.
What would you say goals you set for yourself, Sarah, that you've obviously been in your second year, as we said before? So what's some goals you set for yourself personally this year?
Oh, just playing hard. Like, I can play hard, but like obviously it's more about leading the younger girls. Like I just want them to have a fair chance as well. So mainly talk in the back line would be a lot better. That's my biggest goal this year.
You say some of your biggest strengths as a footballer.
I've got very good indication of ball reading, and I will hit hard at the ball and I will attack the ball, but it's hard because like the coach wants me to play a different way. So like it just depends. Like every game I just judge the team that I'm playing on, whether I played behind or in front, and just work on that.
That's fair enough. Yeah, now South Freo, obviously this week, obviously they had a good win on the weekend. They're an interesting side, I feel like, to get a bit of a read on sometimes. They're really hot and sometimes really off. How do you feel you're assessed going into facing them this week?
Oh, definitely. Like we've come a long way since the last time we've played them. So it's going to be a good match. It's going to be a hard match. But I reckon if we play the way we've played the last few games, there could be chance. Like watch the game.
Yeah, very true. Now, nicknames. You speak about a nickname you mentioned before. Is Mum the nickname you get from the club all the time? Is there any other nicknames, or is it just that? Or is that not really a nickname? It's just more of a random comment from time to time?
I've got a few nicknames this year because like last year was all Mad Dog, and I'm like, oh, that name's like so outrated now. I get Mum or Maddo.
Fair enough. Well, Mad Dog, actually, I can't remember who it was. Someone I had on, I swear they had the same nickname, and it might have been Plum Dog, and I added the millionaire bit at the end of it, Plum Dog Millionaire.
Nah, like last year was just Mad Dog, or this year I'm trying to bring in Maddo, or the young girls call me Mum because they didn't realise how old I was.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Now, outside of footy interest, Sarah, what outside of footy interest do you have?
It's hard because football takes up the majority of my life apart from work. But if the weather's good, I'm always at the beach or walking the dog.
And that's fair enough. Favorite TV shows or movies that you have?
At the moment, I'm watching One Tree Hill. An oldie, but a goodie. So One Tree Hill is pretty much my after work routine.
Yeah. Nice. That's very good. What is some advice you've talked a little bit about advice that you've given some of the younger players? What is some key advice you'd like to hand out to everyone when they lean to advice to you, or lean for advice from you, I should say?
Just play football. Don't overthink it. Don't make football more complicated than what it is. You see the ball, you get the ball, you kick the ball or handball the ball. Like it's simple as that.
That's fair. Now, I want to ask you about a few rules in the WAFLW competition that I want to bring up. I want to see what you say first before I bring a few up, if you don't mention them. If you were the WAFLW CEO for a day, Sarah, what rule would you add and or remove?
Football's like just changed completely back from when I was young. So like I can't even keep up with the rules. There's this new rule in WAFL, ambidensity rule or something. I don't get it. It needs to be it needs to go. Like, it's a stupid rule because the ball could be down that end of the ground the whole game. And if there's a stoppage or ball up or whatnot, you have the back lines have to be in the 50, and there needs to be another 2 players over this side of the 50, and it's a shit rule. It needs to go. It's so hard because you could be on that side of the 50, and as soon as there's a stoppage or a ball up, you have to get back, and it's just I just don't get it. There's no need for it.
No, I agree. I don't like that either. And okay, the one I want to bring up to you because it's cost that I know of, it's cost at least one team this year, and it's the time on. So obviously, as you would know, those are the time doesn't stop. Now, for an injury or for any time wasting after a goal, do you feel like there should be a basic? I would have thought it'd been pretty simple to stop the clock when there's an injury and where it's a stretcher or something that takes more than 30 seconds. And after a goal to stop the time.
Yeah, definitely. They really should stop the time, because if it's an injury and it's taken up a good 5 to 6 minutes, that is you never know what could happen in that 5 or 6 minutes. So they really do need to stop the time there. 100%.
Exactly. And it just invites, now, it would be in the rules, but it just invites people to time waste and intentionally stall, or they kick the ball away from the goals, and no one goes and fetches it. And I just don't like it, because the prime example, and I've thought this for a while, but in particular, when I saw it about 3 weeks, one districts were playing someone where they were trailing. They were 4 points down, 2 points down, whatever it was. They had the ball. They had a mark 70 out from their goal with a minute and a half, 2 minutes to go. And someone was down in position, and the siren went for that whole 2 blow it back, so they had to have a shot from 70. It's they might not won, but you don't know what could happen. And
exactly.
Yeah,
terrible rule. They need to get rid of that and start using it, because there's injury most games. Because I feel like there's a lot of young girls coming in and their bodies just aren't strong enough. So there's a lot of injuries happening, and we need to look into that. But there's a lot of injuries happening, and they definitely should stop the time if there's an injury on the field.
Absolutely, I agree there. Throughout your football time, Sarah, whether this is locally or at the Waflw, what would you say some of your personal accomplishments or friendships you had throughout your football time? Has there been any of those?
Well, definitely last season, as my first season in Waflw, I literally didn't expect to be playing Waflw as a 29-year-old, or getting scouted at that. But winning runners-up best and fairest for the club, that was pretty big and very surprising. I didn't see it happening. So that was probably my greatest achievement. Or just even getting selected to play each week. It's a big achievement for someone of my age.
All right. Sorry for those technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. I know I just paused it. So you might not see our natural delay, but here we are. All right. So, Sarah, where were we? All right. So, we'll move on to the next topic. So, Now, goal celebration, Sarah. I know you haven't kicked a goal before at WAFLW level, but have you got a go-to goal celebration that you plan to pull out if you do get one?
Oh, look, if I kicked a goal in Waffle, it would be massive. It would be big. It'd be bigger than anyone would ever expect to see. I don't know what I'd do, but it'd be something pretty epic.
Well, I'm listening to teammates hear this bit, and I'm telling them they've got to get you for a goal, or whoever you play. So South Korea and Sweet, someone's got to give you a 50 or go approach, go in the protected area, run right through the mark, be stupid, give you a 100-meter penalty. Then you have a shot from within 30 meters, and boom.
All right, deal. I'll try.
Yeah, I have to go message the whole team and tell them to just do it for us. Don't care about your team, just do it for us.
Yeah,
That'd be
Victoria.
good. The way you described that, it seems like it actually will be epic. So there's not something. And to top it all off, it's going to be on camera too, because obviously the games are filmed, so that makes it even better.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I wouldn't even tell my dad because, like, our ritual is after every game, I give him a call, and most of the time he hasn't watched a game yet, and he's like, "Oh, tell me about how your game went," and I'll just give him a quick outline, and then he watches the game, and then he gives me a call back. So if that ever happened, I'd never let him know over the phone.
Oh, no spoilers. How'd you go? Yeah, I did all right. Next minute, you watch it as soon as you kick the goal.
Yeah, never let it go.
That's good. Now, mark or goal of the year, Sarah, which one would you rather do and why?
Oh, definitely mark of the year.
Yep, fair enough. Any reason?
Because it could be the mark of the year that could save a goal, and that means more than scoring a goal.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough.
Obviously, playing defence, like that's a big reason why.
No, that's very true. Now, this can be as unrealistic as you like here. If you were to best describe, Sarah, the best goal you would love to ever get, add in the moment, the distance, the angle, the occasion, the ground even, how would you love that goal to pan out? How would you like it to pan out?
Obviously, just anyone from the backline getting a goal would be amazing. Obviously, if they run from behind, get the ball off, and they just keep running down, get the ball, get it back down into the forward 50, and if they keep running, get the ball back and kick a goal, that's an epic goal. And I'd love to see it, and I'd celebrate with the back girls for that.
Very good. Hopefully that happens too. All right, now, how would you fancy yourself though, Sarah? If you were to have a set shot in front of goals, how would you react? Obviously, it wouldn't be as common lately, at least at WAFLW level. So, how would you be? Would you be confident with a set shot on the run or the pocket, or?
Anyone. If I don't overthink it, my kick's very accurate. Like back when I was playing amateurs, I got because back in the amateurs I was playing ruck because I used to play a fair bit of ruck. I got a free kick in the 50, and then I got a 50 meters, and I just kicked it from the mark there. Got a goal, so I can kick pretty accurately if I don't overthink. If that makes sense.
Yep, that absolutely does make sense for sure. All right, so coaches' pets. Is there any coaches' pets at the club?
I don't know about coaches' pets at all. Haven't really. I get to train him pretty late from work, so I don't really see any of that side of things. So I wouldn't say there's any coaches' pets.
That's fair enough. If your teammates, Sarah, were to describe you in a word or a sentence, what would they describe you as?
Some would say mum. Others would say scary. There's a lot of girls that are scared to go against me in the tackling square. I don't understand why, because I go very gentle at trainings. Always have, always will. I don't want to hurt my teammates.
Yeah.
But that would be the two words to describe me.
That's fair enough. They must be spooked then. So if you go gentle at training, they must be spooked from your game day tackles then.
I don't think I've done any bad tackles this year, but I'm definitely not afraid to go in hard.
That's fair enough. That might be why. All right. So, okay. All right. So what are some fun facts for you, Sarah, that people may not know about you?
In the waffle way of things, I'm very old. A lot of people, because I play against a lot of lot of young girls. So like when I go out to the square and I try doing my backline thing where I get into the forwards' heads, I'll go and I'll be like, "Oh, I'm old for this," and they'll be like, "Oh, what? How old are you?" And I'll be like, 30, and they'll be like, "Oh, wow, you are old." Yeah, it's a bit rough, but yeah, I am quite old. I've worked in healthcare industry for about 12 years.
Okay.
And I live over on the other side of Australia to all my family.
That's fair enough. I'm just going to clear the record here. 30 is not old at all. Maybe in football it might be old, but in general, 30 ain't old. I'm not 30 yet, but 4 years away, 4 years and a week away from that, but that's not old.
Well, thank you for that. Because I do feel old when I get out on the field. But look, age is just a number at the end of the day, hey?
That's exactly what I say. It's just a number, especially in football terms. Now, all right. Have you ever had any AFL or AFL player interactions as a fan at all at any point in time?
That's a hard question. Like, I barrack for Richmond. Don't judge.
Okay.
I massive Richmond fan, but last podcast I did, they asked me who my favorite AFLW player was, and that's very hard for me because I don't watch. For somebody that plays football, I don't watch a lot of football, and I didn't watch a lot of AFLW. But I've always had a massive amount of respect for Daisy Pearce because she's a genuine person, country player, and the fact that she could play so many games for Melbourne, have kids, go back to football, and be so talented. Like, she's so footy smart. Like, nobody can compare to her. So I'm excited to see how AFL West Coast Eagles go because they've got a great coach, and I'm excited for them.
They've been interesting. So was it hard then to make were you one that always went to Richmond games when you were in Melbourne or Vic?
No, I didn't actually go to a lot of AFL games at all. I've probably only been to a handful of games, probably 5, not even that. I'm always playing football on the weekends, but my favorite years playing football was definitely country, and like I won 4 premierships in a small country town called Brygalong back in Vic, and they were the best games of football I've ever played, I reckon. Country football is so underrated. Like, the tackles are hard, everything's harder, like ages, body-wise, it's like everything's bigger. Like, it's fun. It's fun, but harder football. Like, you definitely feel it the next day.
That's very true. I think that's what we were briefly talking about when it cut out. So 4 premierships, Sarah, that's pretty bloody impressive.
Yeah, they were the best days. The worst one was like the last premiership I did win. It was an automatic win because we couldn't play the last grand final due to COVID.
Oh, my
but playing with those girls, like half of them were my teachers, local police officers. Like, those girls, like, I don't even know. Like, still looking back, we don't know how we won games because we weren't all athletes or anything like that, but we bonded. And that's all it takes. Like, if you're a team that bond, you're a team that win.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah. I mean,
unreal.
Definitely.
Unreal.
Yeah, I was just going to say, definitely would be able to win 4. You know, you put it asterisks over the last one, but whatever, regardless of the fact you still got it. And I'm sure that was still pretty cool, though, regardless of that, all that happened around it. All right. So what's something someone does at the club that you can't stand, whether that's leaving rubbish around, just being flat out annoying? Is there anything that someone does at the club that you can't stand?
So there's this one really annoying thing. Like, I understand the reasoning behind it. But our trainer, Patrick, he loves us. After every home game, he loves us to have an ice bath together. And he wants us to be in this ice bath from the time the last person gets in The timer starts, and it has to be 5 minutes. But waiting around after a game for everyone to be ready for an ice bath, it's so draining. It's like, come on, like, let's just get in, let's get out. But nah, he's just like, no. So it could be like half an hour after you finish a game, and you're still waiting around to get into an ice bath. It's like, come on, Patrick, like, we've all got ice baths at home. But that's very annoying. So that's on him.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. That's an interesting one. All right, now this is the part of the interview where teammates' hearts may get broken. Sarah, they may love you more and more for it. All right, so number one, who is the best chatterbox at the club?
I'd have to say Sauce, just because she's a captain and she loves to chat. She loves to chat before the game, and sometimes, like, I'm very anxious because she's too busy chatting in the circle before we go out on the ground that it's like, Sauce, like, the ball's about to get thrown up, and I have to run all the way to be in the square, and I'm going to get penalised against it. So, like, hurry up. And she gives me anxiety every game, because she's having a chat.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Now, you're stuck on a deserted island, Sarah, of teammates. Who are you bringing and not bringing, and why?
Oh gosh, that's a hard one. I'd bring Suda, because I reckon she has the smarts, but she is also really fun, and she's good to have chat to. Who wouldn't I bring? I wouldn't bring Kip, just because she loves to chat and she just talk too much, and she'd just be like at your ankles, like having a good old chat. It's like, we need to do something. Sorry, Kip.
So who would you say is the loudest and quietest teammates?
Loudest, definitely Suda. Quietest is probably quietest would probably be like one of our like younger players, like maybe like Banks. She's pretty quiet. Like, I haven't really heard too much from her.
Yeah, that's fair enough. All right, so hidden talents, Sarah. Do you have any hidden talents?
I wouldn't say they're hidden, but if anyone puts on a Montana hoedown throwdown, I know the whole dance.
Okay, interesting. Very good. You're just saying. Well, so if someone was to play that song right now, you would know what you're doing.
100%.
So you're tempting.
Please don't.
No, you're lucky I don't have it on me thing here. Lucky I don't just magically flick a switch and the song just pops up.
I wouldn't be able to control myself. I just do it. It's like everyone knowing the Nutbush.
So okay, so if anyone that didn't know that Sarah is at that footy club, just play the song and you know what's coming next. There you go. All right.
100%.
What is some of your most prized possessions?
Probably, definitely my I call them my children, my dogs, and probably my surfboard.
No, I'm glad you mentioned surfing, because now I'm going to ask you this question: are you a pro surfer?
Definitely not a pro surfer, but I definitely get out there when I can, and have a go. Wouldn't say pro. Definitely not pro.
Fair enough. Every time someone that's mentioned surfing, I keep trying to get. I want someone to say they are a pro surfer. I don't know what it is. I just want someone to say that, because they'd be very modest. I want someone to be bragging a little bit about how good they are, not only footy but at that as well.
No, well, if you're talking to somebody that plays football, they definitely don't have enough time to get out on the beach. I'm giving you the tip.
That's fair enough. In terms of the surfing, the only thing I could do for the surfboard is I could only stand on it if the board is on the sand.
You're over in Melbourne, aren't you?
Oh, Geelong, yeah, close enough, yeah.
Yeah, go to the man-made beach there, the surf park.
Yeah. We're all the way back. So I'm 25 now. So about year 10, so about 10 years ago, something like that. We had to do it in PE in sport, and then we had to go in the water. I'm like, nope. Oh, I tried, That's why I say the only time I could stand on the board was when it was on the sand and not in the water. I'd fall off it. So I got really good balance, but that was the only thing I'm not good at balancing, probably for obvious reasons.
No, give the man-made park a chance. I've been there, the one in Melbourne. It's actually really good.
Okay, fair enough. I'll keep that in mind. All right, now, what are some quirks some people, Sarah, would say that you have that you wouldn't necessarily like to admit?
That's hard. That's hard.
Quirks, habits, same thing.
I don't like anyone telling me how good I am. Hate it.
Okay. Well, I didn't say you were.
That's a weird one. And when someone tells me to lead, it makes me very anxious because I'm like, oh, there's a lot of pressure here, but I am a lot more experienced than pretty much the whole football team at the moment. So because I'm so old, but yeah, that's one that gets to me. So it makes me very uncomfortable.
That's fair enough. Well, again, you said you're old, not me. All right, now, all right, this is the hot topic food question. I was speaking before about these hot topic food questions, Sarah, and now you have been in Vic. If you're a Victorian, but also in Perth, so you might be the first Perth person to say the illogical wrong answer of. So there'll be 6 food questions. There's only 5 out of 150 people that have said this first question wrong. 10 people that have got all correct too. So, and I hope the first Perth person to the wrong answer this one. All right. So, I think in Vic. So, chicken palmy. Is it a palm or is it something else?
It's palmy. It's a palmer. It's chicken palmer.
Oh no. Oh no. We've taken 150 attempts, or about 60 Perth people, and you're the first Perth person that has said that. Oh no. Oh dear. I don't know how to.
It's the Perth people are wrong.
I am not disagreeing with them. Okay. All right. So, okay. Like I do to the other 5 people that said the illogical wrong answer. By the way, I've converted someone over from saying what you just said to Palmy, so I'll try it here. All right. If you spell it out, it goes Parmi.
Hey.
No. The full name Parmigiana as an I, and it's pronounced Parmigiana. Why do you say it's that?
Because that's what Victorian people say. It's a palmer. It's just Victorian logic. I don't care about Perth people. They're wrong. Everyone in Perth is wrong. Everything over here is backwards, but I'm learning.
You learn. Well, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I don't agree. So that's none for one. Now, no one's ever gotten 2 out of 6 before. So a lot of people have fallen on 3 or above. Don't be the first to get 2. All right, that's okay. We can kick off well here. Pineapple on a pizza, yes or no?
Yes.
Damn it. None for 2.
Pineapple on pizza is a thing.
Oh, it might be a thing, but do you like it?
Absolutely.
Fair enough. Now,
the most Hawaiian pizza for a reason.
Well, yes, true. But if you don't like it, then you don't like it on it. In a way.
Then that's just like mozzarella pizza. Or I don't even know what it is. I don't get that pizza. Obviously, I just go Hawaiian.
Fair enough. All right. Now, the last person that was 0-2 ended up in the next 4 correct. Let's see if you can do the same. All right, because you need some points. All right. No sauce, cupboard or fridge?
Cupboard.
We're on the board. Yes, 1 for 3. Good. All right, finally, there we go. That's it. There's the celebration. Is that a sneak preview?
Yeah.
Sneak preview.
Warm up. Warm up.
The warm up. You're testing. Right. Favorite food?
Oh, I'd have to go chocolate.
Good answer. We're flying now. 2 out of 4. You just need 1 more point to not have the lowest ever out of 150 plus people. All right. So, food you don't like.
Ah, gosh. Now this could go anyway. Foods I don't like.
Oh no. I'm not liking this.
Like nobody likes Brussels sprouts. Like that's gone.
You're safe. Good job. There we go. 3 out of 5. Let's see if we can do what the previous person did, but 4 in a row at the end. All right. because it didn't look like that way for you or the previous person. Now, favourite takeaway place?
Mine is actually Nando's.
Not bad. If I like it, I'll cop it. So not bad, right? Say 4 out of 6. Not bad. What'd you go to Nando's order while you're at it?
The classic wrap.
Not bad. Not bad. Right now, away from that. So, if you were to describe East Perth in a sentence, how would you describe them as? Or a couple sentences, if you want.
East Perth is my family away from my family.
Nice and basic, like it. All right. So, just a few more for you to, Sarah. So, I do appreciate you coming on. All right. So, what is some of your favourite music?
The way I describe my music taste to anyone is the way I'll describe it to you. I listen from anything from Hannah Montana to the Amity Affliction.
Okay. Is Taylor Swift in that mix?
Absolutely not.
Whatever you call it?
No.
I can tell.
Nah.
Okay, that's fair. Look, I'm no Taylor Swift fanatic. I'm not a Taylor Swift fan. I'm not a hater. I'm none of that. But when she came to Melbourne a couple of months ago now, Sarah, I didn't think much of her. I thought, whatever, so many people going to it. And accidentally, this is a true story, I'll insert a fake name here. His name is John for this example. I was just talking to John on a video like this, but I knew him personally. And I said, John, mate, just shake it off, and you obviously know what that means, right? And he hates Taylor Swift, and he thought I was referencing her because he doesn't like her on purpose. He cracked this shit. And then I was like, okay, mate, calm down. Didn't actually do that on purpose. But now that you mentioned it, so John, all we got to do is hate. And obviously, being another Taylor Swift reference, he lost his freaking mind. So that's why, if you want to annoy someone that doesn't like Taylor Swift and they're pissing you off, just pull that out. Or to top it off is what I still do to this day is I play that song and he loses it.
Don't get me wrong. Some of her music is okay. Some of her songs are all right. She's just too much. Everyone's just hyped her up massively. So I just listen to my own thing. I like I said, from Hannah Montana through to Amity Affliction. I like a lot of music. So it's hard for me to be like, I like this and this because I have 3 older brothers and growing up with them, they liked Amity Affliction, A Day to Remember, Blink-182, Escape the Fate. So I kind of just liked a bit of everything, as well as the stuff I liked as well. I got them into Hannah Montana, and that's a big thing.
Hannah Montana. All right, so celebrity crush.
Hey?
Celebrity crush.
Oof. Oh, that's a hard one. How does one describe one?
I suppose everyone will have variations of reasons.
I'm just gonna, because at the moment I'm watching One Tree Hill, so I'm just gonna say Sophia Bush.
Okay.
Everyone loves it. Everyone loves a bit of Brooke Davis.
Okay.
And if you don't know who Brooke Davis is, watch One Tree Hill.
Yeah, I quickly just glanced over the things I didn't know either. Fair enough. It's okay. Something that's in the back of your mind, I guess something that you're watching now is just something you can remember off the top of your head. It's fair enough. Right, 2 more before I appreciate you coming on. So, game day superstitions, Sarah. Do you have any game day superstitions that you abide to?
Not really, because it's my everyday thing. I always wake up and I have a coffee. So, no game day superstitions. I just get up. Oh, well, the night before I always make sure what time I'm playing. And I always pack both playing shorts because I rely on the girls when I get to the change rooms. I always say, what colour are we wearing today? Because I never know.
Oh, gotcha. The way kid or home kid. Yeah, that's fair enough. How would you feel, Sarah, though, if you weren't able to have your coffee the morning of? Would you lose your mind? So I've heard some people where they have these superstitions, and I'm sure you've heard some that are so mental and excellent at things. And I always say to those people, what happens if you weren't able to do one of those superstitions? How do you continue the day or the game without doing it?
me without a coffee, I'd probably be very angry. So I'd be probably tackling a lot harder. Don't tell my coach that because she'd probably forbid me from having coffee. So yeah, that'd probably be me. I'd just be a little bit more angry. Like nobody would want to approach me without a coffee.
Oh dear, that's not good. Where are we? All right, last one we're coming on. So, if you could map out a dream scenario, Sarah, for yourself this year until the end of the season, what would it be? And also a two-part question: how much longer do you feel you can play WAFLW level football for?
So the second question is a lot harder than the first question. So obviously, I mapped out for this season to go without any injuries, which has been really good so far because obviously last season I played the whole season with an AC joint tear.
Okay.
That's when my arm was heavily strapped. I thought, like, I nearly pulled the pin on this season a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
But I reckon I could at least play another year after this year, or even another two. Like I'm fit. I am fit. It's not the fitness that's letting me down at all. Like I'm fit. I'm able to play the game. It's just people don't understand how much time it takes out of your life, your everyday life. So when you're working full time, so I'll leave home at like 7 o'clock in the morning, and I won't get home until 8:30, 9 o'clock at night after training's like it daunt on you a lot. Especially like when you're playing WAFLW, you're not getting paid for it. So it's a hobby, but it takes up a lot of your life and a lot of, you're missing out on a lot of things. Like, if you've got dogs, if you've got partners or whatnot, you're not spending a lot of time with them. Like they never see you. So it gets quite hard there. But definitely I've got a few more years left in me. My body's holding up a lot better than I thought it would be after last season. So it's just pretty much see what's happening.
Very good, Sarah. It's been a pleasure to have you on, and I can't wait to see when that next goal, when that goal happens, and we wonder if a goal celebration.
I'll start doing the hoedown throwdown. If I kick a goal, I'll start doing the hoedown throwdown.
And the bit of Hannah Montana dance.
Yeah.
There you go. There you heard it, Sarah. It's been a pleasure having you on, and all the best for the rest of the year.
No worries. Thank you so much, Kippy. You have a good time.
All right, you too. Thank you.